my gosh, guess who's finally updating her vlog? It's me!
Start.
Little accident. It's a video.
I know.
Okay.
We're in Cusco. We have Coca Leaf tea.
Oh, awkward.
And it kind of tastes like twigs
It's
and how alfalfa smells, but I actually kind of like it.
I don't like it.
No. But it's good.
Yep.
Yay. From Lima, we hopped on a plane to Cusco, where our guide Isaias picked us up, and we drove to Ollantaytambo. In Ollantaytambo, we stayed at a place called Apu Lodge, which is just like a backpacker's lodge, but it was really nice because we had this huge family room that was kind of split into two rooms, but it was kind of open. So we had a ton of space, but we were still there with other travelers, just like us, some old, some young. So we got to meet a lot of people that were there in the Sacred Valley for the same reason that we were, to look at the ruins and, of course, Machu Picchu. Apu Lodge is set in the heart of Ollantaytambo, surrounded by Inca ruins. Ollantaytambo dates back to the 15th century. The town is very much like a grid, with a plaza or a city center in the middle. Ollantaytambo is also one of the starting points for the Inca Trail. The town has about 2,000 people, and Quechua is the language that is most spoken there, other than Spanish. And it was a stronghold during the Spanish conquest of Peru.
So here is our view outside of Apu Lodge, and it's amazing. Those are the ruins in the background, and it's really amazing. It's just like this quaint little village in the Sacred Valley. It's incredible. The view in the morning is just spectacular. And here's another view. Super amazing. Just wow.
After settling in Ollantay, our guide Isaias took us to a town called Chinchero, which is at a higher elevation than Ollantay. It's about 11,500 feet high. There we encountered some altitude sickness. Not so much altitude sickness, but that was the first place where we really were like, oh my gosh, we just walked several feet and now we're exhausted. What is happening? What is going on? What's this about? So right now we're getting ready to go to a district in Cusco, a very high altitude. Oh, actually it's raining right now. I'm chewing Coca Leaves because it helps. I just found a twig, so that's cool. It's raining, so I'm going to turn this off. I took cover. I'm still chewing the leaves. This is what it looks like. It's kind of gross now. Bella almost threw up. But it's going to help. It's like 50% guaranteed.
Coca Leaves?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, usually actually.
Okay, it's so small.
Is that all that's left?
That's all that's left.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I'm chewing cinnamon gum.
Cinnamon
Not Coca
gum.
Leaves.
Michael. Okay, so we're in Chinchero, and the altitude is about 11,500 feet. Bella and I are feeling a little
I'm really woozy.
altitude sickness.
We're also twinning.
We're twinning. Yay! The thing about altitude sickness is it just kind of makes you feel very tired, a little bit of a headache,
Exhaustion.
Our guide Isaias had recommended that right now to walk very slowly so that we don't get queasy. There's a dog. You'll see him pass, or her, There you go. So cute. So we're walking very, very slowly, kind of, he said, like in slow motion. I did choose some Coca Leaves, probably not as much as I should have. Who knows if that helped or not, I don't know. But like right now, we've walked not very far, and I'm out of breath. It kind of feels as if it's the same feeling as kind of like anxiety when you're anxious, and it kind of feels like something is pressed on your chest, shortness of breath. It's not too bad though. I mean, it's not horrible, but you do have to be careful, which is interesting. The ruins of Chinchero were absolutely incredible. It was kind of like they were hidden away, but they weren't, because people like worked there. Right now I'm being a super rebel, so that's awesome. These were the thrones that we were sitting on. As you can see, it was behind a rope. But we, Bella's also blogging. Dual blogging! There was a church that people were going to. We went there on a Sunday, so we were able to see a service and hear the service and hear the actual songs sung in a Catholic Mass, but in Quechua, which is their official language, which is the language that they speak. So it was just so beautiful to see and to listen to and to be part of. We're still here in Chinchero, and there is a Sunday service happening behind me. We're not allowed to take pictures of the temple or inside the church, so I didn't do that. But you can see, or maybe you can hear, the music happening. It's just really beautiful and just kind of makes you feel spiritual in a way. While we were in Chinchero, we were lucky enough to get a tour of this community of weavers. They were in traditional garb, and the whole point of this community is to preserve the style of weaving that has been passed down over the centuries. While we were there, we learned how the wool was gathered, spun, dyed, and then woven to create beautiful tapestries and clothing.
You know red dye number 5? It's made of this. Look at this.
This is the cotton. You know, when you ground, it comes purple like this. Okay? With this one, you are getting all this shape. Look at those colors.
Right.
Many of them. This is just some examples that we have.
Our guide Isaias was, in a word, just amazing. We could not have done the things that we did without him. Looking back at our experience in Peru, it definitely would not have been the same. He knew exactly where to go, but it was very personable. The stories that he told, it wasn't scripted. He just told stories and he just talked to us. And it was such a great experience that we just wouldn't have had. And I definitely wouldn't have had that if I was traveling by myself. I wouldn't have thought to get a guide to take me around. But the fact that we had him just made the trip. I could talk forever about how much how incredible he was. Like, it was just amazing. We didn't really know what his name was for at least the first couple days. Was it Isaias? Was it Isaias? Like, what's your name? So it's funny looking back at our videos because we only had one guide. It was Isaias. We just didn't know how to pronounce his name. Batman!